So, Incorporated is the new sci-fi original series. Basically, it's based in this world in 2074 in which there is the corporations have sort of taken over the leadership role across the world as climate change has caused the global economy to collapse. So you have the green zones, which are the zones with all the corporations and the wealthy people who work for them, and then you have the red zones, which are sort of like the slums, the global slums. And so you get this cool divide, social divide, to start off the series. And the main character, Ben Larson, he basically is this businessman who snuck into the corporations, who snuck into one from the red zone and has worked his way up. And the whole premise is he's trying to find this girl he used to be in love with. Uh, and he is sort of going behind the backs of people to reach the position he needs to reach to find her. And we find out that he has to go through David Hewlett's character, Chad, in this episode, sort of get him fired or get him basically taken out so he can rise to a new position. We see him do this in a very sneaky way as he takes him out to a party, gets a blood sample, and then steals a device, steals some information from the company, and makes it look like he's a rat. And we get to see David Hewlett, of course, get taken down at the end of the episode in a very creepy sort of way, with Julian Morose doing that, played by Dennis Haysbert, which he's a great actor. If you haven't seen him, he's great as the president in 24. And that's one thing that's impressed me about this series already. It's a ton of A-list actors coming together, and the creators of it, and actually the director of it rather, is Ben Affleck. So if you're wondering what Affleck's been doing as far as directing, this is the show he's directing currently. But first episode, it introduces us to a lot of characters. There's Theo, the guy who's sort of friends with Ben, who is still in the red zone, sort of fending for his life, and is about to go into a cage match. You have his wife, Laura, or Rachel, who's his wife, not the lady he's looking for, but his wife. And then you get Elizabeth Cross, who's the leader of the company, who is Rachel's mother. And so you get these cool character dynamics going around, and sort of introduces the characters in interesting ways. But I really do like the thriller aspect of this, because it's not just a sci-fi television series where, oh, there's cool gadgets and stuff. It's actually very tense, because you don't know if Ben's going to get caught whenever he's doing all this corporate espionage. And there's this element of you thinking in certain moments of the first episode, at least, vertical mobility. And there's moments where you think, oh, is he going to get caught? Is he going to be caught doing this? What are the consequences going to be? And really builds up that aspect. But I really think that this show explores, at least in the, and I'm just judging the show from the premiere, it explores a lot of interesting social issues. They've been explored before, but it does it in an interesting and fresh way. And it really brings some good characters to this table that I believe can be fleshed out more. I really did like the premiere of this. It was one of the best premieres, I would say, of the year. But that being said, I think there's some pacing problems and some things they need to work on. But of course, I don't want to quickly judge that, because this is just the premiere episode. They did have to do a lot of setup, as happens with most sci-fi television series. But I'd have to give this the first episode of Incorporated. I'd have to give it a solid 8.4 out of 10. It was a fun episode. It was entertaining. We got introduced to a lot of characters and a lot of content, but we, of course, haven't really dug into their storylines yet. So it'll be interesting to see where Affleck takes this show and where we see these characters go to. I really think this show could become something great, a great sci-fi series, a great original sci-fi series, and it's a cool concept. It's different than most sci-fi concepts so far, but the acting is pretty well great. The visuals are stunning, and the special effects are great, and the whole just setting is one that's very interesting and fresh. So I'd have to give it an 8.4 out of 10. Remember to like and subscribe for more Incorporated reviews. This has been Jonesy from Joneser TV, bringing you the review for the first episode, the premiere, Vertical Mobility, signing off.